I'm about to start a new strategy and new plan to be able to grow my social media and my investments at the same time. And before I'm gonna start, I wanna dive into the requirements which you generally need to be able to repeat the same path which I'm going to be doing, if you want to, of course. First of all, you need to understand that social media is an extremely important part of my life to be able to become successful, obviously. Is one of the three pillars which I'm trying to grow, which are investment, social media, and career. And using this plan, I'm going to be able to grow my social media and also my investments. First of all, is you need to have a stable income, because obviously nothing in this life can grow overnight. And you need to understand that when you're working from scratch, you need to have a stable but constant income coming through your bank account to be able to invest and to spend it in the right way to grow and to make it even bigger. We don't know how long it's gonna take, but I'm aiming for a long term. You need to have a stable income. And when we're talking about stable income, what I mean is just get any sort of job. If you're able to get into your career, that's amazing. Or if you're not able to get into your career, just go to any sort of job just to be able to have a stable income. And yes, of course, work towards the career, because when you're working for something that you truly want to, the work is actually doesn't feel that bad. When you enjoy and when you're doing something, you actually can do it more. So when you're working more, you're actually gonna get more money. And this is how 9 to 5 works, and you need to realize this. Even though you might not be able to get into your career which you're actually studying for, or wherever you're doing towards, get just any sort of job which you can get on the side and just get the stable income. You need it. You need it to grow in a parallel with the other things. And you need to use it as a booster for other things. What is the actual strategy which I'm gonna be talking about? I call it 1/3 and 2/3. Let's say you're getting a paycheck. Let's say it's £2,000 a month. Part of this money, a very big chunk, is gonna go into the requirements which you have to pay for, and it's gonna go into liabilities which you're gonna have to pay for. For example, your house, for example, food, and whatever you're gonna have to pay for. But you need to make sure that you're gonna cut this money to a bare minimum, so you're paying for the actual essentials, and every single excessive thing which you actually don't need in this life, for example, extra subscriptions, coffees outside of your house, you're gonna have to cut it off, because the other part of the money is gonna be something where you're going to be able to spend, invest, and use to grow your income. And you need to understand in your brain that if you're going to reduce amount of spendings which you're doing over a month, amount of money which you can actually invest and use to grow this income can also grow. So if you're gonna cut a coffee which costs you £4 a day, let's say you get a coffee every single day, it's £4, or maybe 2 cups of coffee, £8. Let's say you're doing this every single fucking day. So what is left over? You're spending approximately £160 for pretty much nothing. For pretty much a thing that you can actually do in your house and that you can actually prepare in your house. And this £160 you can actually invest, or you could actually spend to boost your social media. How we're actually going to be using these savings, and where does the rule 1/3 and 2/3 applies to? So what I'm talking here about is 1/3 of this money which you actually saving, forgetting about your liabilities and the things which you actually have to buy. 1/3 of this money are gonna go into your social media. And what I actually mean by social media is a promotion of your social media. So let's say you got the Instagram account, or let's say you're starting a YouTube channel. Where does the money actually gonna go? They're gonna go into the promoting of your own videos and getting more views and more followers on your social media. This money are gonna go into promoting of your own social media content and your own social media platforms. But the way how we're gonna do this is very specific. You need to understand that not every single video are gonna give you the best result out of your paid promotion as possible. You have to make sure that the money which you're gonna actually invest into your social media are not gonna get burned, because not every single piece of your video, not every single piece of your content is actually worth spending money on. The only content which, for example, I'm going to be spending my money on is the content which gives me 20% more than average results out of it. So let's say I posted a new YouTube video and it gave me 20% or more views than the average video on my YouTube channel gets. This is the video which I'm going to be targeting, and this is the video which I'm going to be spending my money on to promote it even more. And this sort of content is actually going to bring me maximum percent of revenue and maximum percent of people coming through this video into my channel. So this is the funnel which we're talking about. So yes, 1/3 of your money, which you can actually invest into your social media promotions, but invest only in the videos or invest only in the posts which actually worth investing your money on. So let's talk about 2/3, and they're gonna go into investments. And the reason why it's so important is because investments are going to actually help you over time, and they're actually going to save your ass in the long run. You need to understand that the investments, it's a very long-term game, and you need to stick to it throughout your whole life to be able to get actual amazing results out of it. And it's gonna take a very, very long period of time, but you actually need to take it seriously. So let's say 2/3 of your money which you can spend, you're gonna invest. And this is something where you cannot touch, and this is something where has to be a rule. You have to invest every single time, and you have to make sure that you're not touching that money, because over time they're gonna accumulate, and you need to learn about compound interest and how this works. This thing is gonna save your ass when you're gonna be very old. And this thing where you cannot touch and you should not touch, because this is a very important thing, which are one of the strongest financial pillars for your life. So invest money. Do not forget about right now, and do not forget about getting more revenue and more income by investing into other things, but take investment seriously, because this thing is actually gonna save your ass in the future. So as I said, this is all the theory, and this is something where I'm going to be working towards, and this is something I'm going to be starting very soon. I'm going to be sharing the results out of this strategy on this YouTube channel. At the same time, you can see a quick updates on my Instagram account, which I'm also going to leave a link to, because on my Instagram account, I'm doing stories pretty much daily, and I'm doing a little updates every single day. So for the newest content, you should go to my Instagram account and check it out.